here, the Frugal Crafter, with my first video for 2014. Happy New Year, everyone. I thought I'd just do a little card. It could be a birthday card or, you know, mostly a birthday card, I guess. This was a stamp that I actually picked up oh gosh, about a month ago. It was 99 cents at Madden's, my favorite main adventure. And I just thought it was really cute. I do have quite a collection of circus theme things, so we're gonna make this today. And what I have here is just a little tin of colored pencils. We're gonna do some colored pencil work, and I'm only gonna use a few colors because I know it can be very hard to follow along when it seems like somebody has so many more supplies than you do. So what we're gonna do, I've stamped this out on a piece of yellow, and the reason I've done that is because colored pencil is really great for using on colored paper because they're opaque, so it's going to show up. And this is I'm going to show you these pencils. They are the Coloursoft Special Edition. They're the brand new colors for 2014, I think. I'm not sure. They were on sale online, so I thought I'd just have a little splurge there. And what I'm doing is I'm laying down this, it's called Deep Powder Blue. It's kind of like a Bar Harbor Gray or a slaty gray blue color. And then here's a tip. When I'm using colored pencils, when I grab a pencil and I use it, then I kind of let it hang out over the tin so I know what colors I've used. And I try to go back to those colors as much as possible. So yeah, my furnace just turned on. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but you know what? It is like 3 degrees outside. It might not even be 3 above. It was 3 below last I checked. So yeah, we got a chilly start to the new year. I'm just overlapping this lighter color. It's called Aqua White. These are just basic wax-based pencils, like your Prismacolors or your Crayolas or your Prang or whatever you have. And then I actually like to layer and go back and forth and deepen my color here. So I think it's a great, if you have got colored pencils and you haven't used them in a while, I think a great resolution, or I don't know, I hate to say resolution because it makes it so resolute, isn't it? It makes you kind of feel bad if you don't do it, but something you might want to try this year is before you buy the latest and greatest new thing, says I with a brand new tin of pencils, so I know, pot, kettle, right? Is to try what you already have and see if you can find new ways to use the supplies that are already in your stash. And I feel like I want a little more color on this seal, so I'm lightly going over my light aqua, and I'm going to pick that up again and kind of blend it all together so I get a nice smooth coverage. I can still see my stamp lines underneath, which is good. I like that translucency, but it definitely covers up the yellow of the paper really well. Alright, now let's see. I think I'm going to do the little collar with some of this pink, and I'll be using again that same aqua white for highlights. I'm just going to keep using that as my light blending color. I think that you should try to limit your palette as much as you can because then you'll end up with more color harmony. And I think I'll also use this color. Your brighter colors tend to be more transparent, so I'm actually going to use that up here to color in that ball. And I can still see the stars on that because this is pretty transparent. So we stayed up last night, watched the New Year's Rockin' Eve. Well, we did until about I don't know, about 5 minutes before the new year, and Miley Cyrus came on, and the kids were so excited because, you know, the girls were big Hannah Montana fans, and it was about, I don't know, 3 seconds into the performance, and my husband's like, nope, and he changed the channel. So they were a little disappointed, but what are you going to do? You never know what's going to happen with her, so it's like, well, they got to stay up till midnight. That's a big deal. We don't need to have them corrupted by the likes of Miley Cyrus. I don't even know how the performance was because I didn't catch it, but it was funny because Blondie, great rock and roller, was on, and I'm a Blondie fan, and so the girls were asking how old she was, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I bet she's in her 60s, and I realized Blondie is like the same age as my mother, so I'm like, she's the same age as your Grammy, and they're like, whoa, that's awesome. So yep, she's still rocking. That was cool. They had the 30 top women in music, and I agreed with some of them. Some of them, like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way no one's even going to know who that person is in 20 years. You know, I totally agreed with the, you know, Pat Benatar and Dolly Parton and Blondie, but some of them I was like, really? Nobody's going to know who they are. They're going to be, you know, some of them just seemed a little flash in the panty to me. But I suppose I'm not the target demographic for the New Year's Rockin' Eve. I'm probably a bit of an oldster. I think I'm going to grab this darker color. This is dark turquoise. Feel like I need a little bit more definition in our little seal here. But that was fun. The kids have never stayed up that late before. The girls haven't anyways. So that was kind of a big deal. Had to wake them up this morning because school tomorrow, and I didn't want to be. I didn't want them up until midnight tonight. Oh my goodness. So they were very bleary-eyed. I let them sleep until about 9, and they're still moving pretty slowly today. Oh yeah, and those times you think that, you know, your kids, that you have more energy than your kids, or your kids have more energy than you. You just let them stay up till midnight. You'll see who has the most energy the next day. It won't be them. Oh my goodness. I'm looking forward to 2014. I think it's going to be a very good year. I think I'm going to grab some of that color, actually add a little shadow underneath. I didn't do that in the other sample, but I thought that might just add a little bit of depth. Let's see, what are we at for time? Oh, we're only at 6 minutes. We're doing pretty good. See, color pencil can be quite a quick way to color an image, and especially when you work on colored paper, because then half your work is already done. And then if I want to highlight the, I might highlight little stars on there with a little yellow if it shows up. Yeah, that's good. Just show up a little bit, I guess. It's not too bold, but you know what? This is a great practice card. It's a great way to ring in the new year. Then you'll have that kids card all ready for the next time you need one. Which, since I have kids, young kids, I tend to need kids' birthday cards quite frequently. Here's my homemade sponge dauber. I just took a bottle cap and folded a makeup wedgie and shoved it in there and with a little hot glue, and that is my great blending tool. I think it's a great, look how soft it is. It's just like the ones you buy, but hello, free, practically free. You can get like, what, 50 of those cosmetic wedges at the dollar store for like $1. So that's my little tip there. Great way to control just a little bit of inking if you use those nesty, I don't have too many of those spellbinders. I have a couple that I think are just really pretty, and that's pretty much it, but I do like how you can get that really pretty beveled edge there. Alright, now let's put this card together and put my pencils away. I have most of my colored pencils out and in a rack, and I'm thinking about going back to tins with them, because then I can take my stuff with me. Hang on one second. Okay, I got all my supplies here that I'm going to need. I've got some scraps from a kind of circusy themed paper pad. I've got a craft card base. Whoops, let's zoom out a little bit. And I really enjoy these. These are, I think, made by Nicole. They're very inexpensive. You get like 50 envelopes and cards for, I think it's like $10, but they go on sale for $5 all the time at EC Moore. So the craft ones tend to be a little thicker than the cream and the white, so I like that. Alright, so I just want to make sure I'm sticking this paper down the right way. I'm just going to adhere just a scrap of paper. This, I'm trying to think what brand this is. It's, I think it's GCD Studios, but they had a really nice carnival type themed paper. It's great for scrapbooking, you know, trips to the fair and stuff like that. Plus, I love, it's ironic, I don't go to the circus, but I like circus themed things. It's just very whimsical. Put a little bit of that. Now, I'm not going to trim anything until I'm all done. So here's a little tip for you. Just kind of stick it down, let it hang over, and then when you're all done, you can trim everything down. Now, let's see, this was a long embossing folder from Darice, and so I embossed it, cut it out, and just colored it with those same colored pencils, but I did it really lightly. See that? And then I just rubbed ink over the top. Nothing fancy, but it just gives you that kind of vintage look. So I did keep that. And I have a bunch of rolls of tickets I picked up again at Martin's. They were like really cheap, and so they had 3 different colors. I grabbed them so that I could do different techniques with them and not have to worry about running out. And I also thought I might use them at a birthday party or something for games. with the kids, so I'm using that on there. If you don't have that, just if you have a ticket stamp, go ahead and use that. Or you could search online for free printable tickets and you'll find something, I'm sure, it's quite a popular trend. I'm going to stick that down there. I'm going to go a little sideways with that. Actually, the thing I found with the ATG, if I pick up my stuff I've set down quick enough that I can actually move it, I like the edge of that, so I want that to show, so I think I'm going to stick it down like that. And then I think I'll put a couple individual tickets down there. I bought white. I was just going to get white because I figured I could color it the way that I wanted, but they were so cheap I just grabbed the other two colors that they had as well. But again, you can find printable ones pretty easily online. I'm going to stick those there. And you know what, people say like, oh wow, you work upside down. That's really incredible. But it really isn't, and I'll tell you a benefit to working upside down is that you see the composition as opposed to just seeing the products. So you actually, it's easier to put together something upside down a lot of times because you're looking at the actual design and composition and not just the products that you're using. All right, I'm going to put that there, but I'm going to use some foam squares. Still have these foam squares from the kids' 3D puzzles. So funny, they work better than any ones that I've bought for scrapbooking. The adhesive seems to stay a lot better. And I have my glue gun plugged in and handy, ready to put down some buttons. All right, there we go. We're going to stick that right like that. Now here's a little trick I want to share with you. So you got buttons. It looks nice when you thread stuff in it. But let's see, where'd my scrap of brown paper go? But that's kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm awfully lazy. So what I do is I take a sliver of paper, and then I just thread it through my buttons like it's thread. But look at that, I don't have to. It's so easy. It goes through the buttonholes really easy. And I don't have to tie a knot or anything. I'm having difficulty threading this today. There we go. Poor chickens. I went out, it was like 4 below when I got it this morning, and I went out to bring some water to the chickens. They were awful sorry for themselves. I'll have to bring them out some porridge later. Yeah, I was up and tended the chickens before those lazy kids got out of bed this morning. Alright, see that? It looks just like a threaded button. Nobody, I don't think anyone would really tell or care or what have you. Let's see. Oh, those are kind of cute. I think I'll use those. I love bright buttons. I got these, I got a package from Oriental Trading. It was the bright buttons. I think it was like $6.50, and it had like a ton of buttons. And I love, those are my favorite colors. I'm gonna have to reorder those. I separated them all by color, but then I realized that I really liked it better when I had them all together in a candy dish, because then I would see all the colors together and it was very pretty and inspiring. So I might have to get another bag just so I can keep them all like all together. That's awful, isn't it? Sometimes you find the best combinations that way though. But I tend to sort everything by color. I don't know what it is. I must have a compulsion or something. When the kids got all their rainbow loom stuff and they had the multi-pack bags with all the different colors in there. Oh, we sat down, we sorted those by color. It was quite a fun time. It's like I can't help myself. It's very bizarre. It's probably some sort of mental illness there, but oh well. That's crazy. I don't want to be sane. Stick that down right there. And we'll get one more on there. Maybe I don't think I'll thread that one. I'll stick that one on there. It's nice to have a little variety, I think. And pretty much this is it. Oh yeah. So we have all these odd bits sticking out. That's not going to fit in our envelope, is it? So we're going to flip it over. Now we can clearly see where we need to trim. Or you could use a craft knife even. That would probably even be easier, but I got my scissors right here, so we'll do it this way. There we go. And you know, if you have some extra paper, then you can line your envelope. I think I might have a scrap that's big enough. You could just kind of, whoops. It's kind of sticky under the legs of the tripod. You could, you know, if you had a scrap of paper, you could line your envelope. And there's a cute card. I think it's really fun. You know, use your colored pencils. It's amazing how versatile they are. And you can even use your colored pencils to layer over your markers. So if you have Copic markers and you've colored something and you're like, oh, it's just not popping, but I don't have a very big supply of markers. Or even if you do have a big supply of markers, try going over it with the colored pencil. In fact, I totally need to do a tutorial on that, so keep an eye open for that. Anyway, there you have it, a fun card for birthdays or whatever. It's fun, it's cute. Thank you so much for watching. Please thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel, and you won't miss any other crafty goodness. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, and until next time, happy crafting.